Hey guys, welcome to Zelda II Randomizer Tournament, the maxrando tournament, round 2. And I'm Trails, and I'm being hosted with Melee Wizard as well.
Hello.
So,
and I'm also pulling double duty as tracker, so multitasking for the win.
Alright, so really quick, I'm going to give you a quick breakdown on what's going on. This is the Zelda II Randomizer Max Rando Tournament. So basically the randomizer is a program that scrambles up the overworld, scrambles the items, and scrambles the palace locations and makes everything really random. And the Max Rando flag set on the randomizer program actually randomizes that. So you could start with a random amount of gems, a random amount of items. So it makes the randomizer random. So this should be pretty interesting. We got drjayphd and we got bentglasstube facing off together against each other in the Thunderdome. This should be a pretty interesting matchup. I think drjayphd is mainly a vanilla Z2 all keys runner, and bentglasstube is a Z2R runner as well. And they're both really good players, so this should be a pretty good match. I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty. There's quite a bit on the line on this match because both of these runners are 0-1, and since there's only 3 rounds of Swiss, only you need at least 2 wins to make it to bracket. So basically, whoever wins has a chance of moving on. Whoever loses is pretty much out.
Right. So they're fighting for their tournament life.
Pretty much, yes.
So we're just waiting on RaceBot to give them the go. They've gotten a go-ahead, so this race should be underway any second now.
All right then. And I see we got 4 lives, all the health in the world. Quite literally all the health in the world. And Death Mountain right next door.
It's like Dr. J's dropping a couple frames. Oh, he's actually dumping into Death Mountain. Interesting play.
Oh. Okay then. That's an interesting thing to do early. And for items, we've got quite a few. We got the candle, obviously. We also have the boots, hammer, flutes, and the magic key, which will make palace diving a heck of a lot easier, especially since they have to do 4 of them at least.
Now they start off with all the heart containers, but no spells. It's going to be pretty interesting. Let's see what bentglasstube gets over here out of Saria Town, River Town of Saria.
Well, they're getting a rave, and they're getting reflect.
Reflect is a great spell because it allows you to complete the Palace 4 boss, Carrick, who requires the reflect spell to terminate him appropriately.
And it's also good for utility purposes because they can allows you to block like the axes of the Darias, like that one right there, except that one's not throwing them, so that doesn't really help.
This is a very interesting play by Dr. JPHD. I mean, he has all the items. I mean, I guess he could be looking for a magic container or something, but he finds Hammer Cave right away. Wow, let's see what he gets.
Dang, yeah. Not to mention the fact that you already have the hammer means you can look for Spectacle Rock and get whatever items there as well.
How much you want to bet he gets P-Bag? He gets to the back end as a 500-point P-Bag just waiting for him.
Well, considering that you got all the heart containers, there's going to be at least 4 of them lying around.
Well, yeah, and for each item also, I see the magical key, the horn, the hammer, and the boots.
Yeah, that bumps it up to 9, actually. So we might be getting some fast leveling here if people are digging for stuff.
But also, on the other hand, too, though, if this turns out to be the glove, this is big. Because I don't think...
Oh, yeah.
It'll probably be the last thing BGT does. Or it might be the first thing he does, I'm not sure. But let's see what he gets. This is gonna be pretty interesting. Odds are he's going to get a P-bag.
Getting a lot of experience from those red gyros. I didn't see exactly how much, but he's already getting a couple of levels. Yeah, anything above 100 in the early game, you're getting levels real fast. But holy cow, those gyros hurt.
Well, taking 2 quick deaths, he's got to be very careful. This is his last life. This will start him all the way back at the very beginning of the overworld. He doesn't want to do that.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And okay, was able to back the dial up far enough to get through the screen transition.
Now, he better hope now through this next screen that there's not another red dial right here waiting for him. That happens sometimes. Oh, he got lucky.
Well, if nothing else, at least he got the attack level, so...
I would have grabbed the life level. Because, yeah, here's his career.
And oh, ow.
Remember, he's got to start all over at the very beginning of the overworld. Had he taken a life up, he would have gotten all his health back, and he would have been able to face off with that career straight up and probably would have succeeded.
Yeah. But at least it didn't take long to find Hammer Cave, so at least there's that, so it wasn't that big of a time loss. If he had spent like 20 minutes hunting the thing down, and that would have been a whole other situation.
BGT is saying hi to Bagu really quick, just I guess dot all his I's, cross all of his T's.
And there we have the raft spot, not that we can do anything with it right now.
Yeah, with only 3 gems, the magical key, or 4 gems, I'm sorry, and the magical key, this could be a very quick race.
Yeah, it could, yeah. And is this Medicine Cave?
Yeah, BGT's in Medicine Cave right now. He's got to be careful because he's very low on health. Those Gorilla are the worst. They chuck those boomerangs at you when you're engaging one enemy. They'll catch you from the back end.
Oh yeah. Of course, probably one of my least favorite enemies in this game, the Bagos.
Oh yeah, they can be annoying too. They're very unpredictable.
They'll just swarm you in an instant if you're not careful. Although, doing pretty good work on those, the Dyras there.
And he gets P-bagged. Well, at least he'll be able to grab a level or 2 out of this deal.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And Dr. J making it through that evil red Dyra sitting there, the passageway to the actual hammer location with ease this time. Probably the Life 2 probably helped him out a little bit on that one.
Oh yeah.
And let's see what we get.
Oh. Unfortunate.
I mean, that's, when you have all the items, there's not many things for that to be. And unfortunately, the odds are you're going to get a P-bag with the amount of items that they have. So that was a very daring play. I mean, he'll at least get a couple levels out of the deal. But it was a very gamble kind of play.
And I guess they didn't come across Spectacle Rock, or else they would have dug that out first, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, he was on the coast. I'm surprised he didn't try to walk on the coast. Yeah, they have the boots, so he could have explored the coast a little bit. Sometimes the rock likes to hide out on the coast, and sometimes you can easily just get it through the very first go-through, but oh, whatever. We'll see if that comes into play later.
And if nothing else, like the entrance, to, at least one of the entrances to Death Mountain is right next door to start, so it's not. If they want to dig Death Mountain again, it wouldn't take very long.
So Dr. J gets his reflect spell also out of the river town of Saria.
Yep, and bentglasstube found Mido.
Yeah, unfortunately, with no jumper fairy, you can't really do much, or the medicine of life, you can't really do anything there. I see a palace on our side. Let's see what it is.
Yeah, you'll have to identify that one. I'm not good at recognizing the column patterns. So.
And it's Palace 2.
Oh, okay, and he's going in.
You can tell it's Palace 2 because of the tops of the palaces have a certain pattern. It's kind of like a diamond-shaped pattern. But 2 and 5 have the same pillars, but when you stab the iron knuckle in Palace 2, it always drops a red jar every single time. So
I knew there were 3 different patterns on the top of the columns, I just don't know which ones are which.
Ooh, a red iron knuckle's dropping 150 experience points. Let's see if he takes a look at these drippers. These drippers could be good.
Yeah. Nope, not this time.
Oh, he's glove blocked. And he's gonna take a look at these drippers.
And it's not much.
Dr. J finding the grass tile, and it's the raft, so he can go.
That is nice.
Yeah, he can sail east now if he wants.
Though they hadn't found the raft spot yet, the dock.
BGT did.
Yeah, but Dr. J hadn't. At least not yet.
Okay, and this is Palace 3 or 6, and we aren't going to be able to tell what it is until he steps inside. Bentglasstube and Heart Container Cave. You can tell Heart Container Cave because there's the enemy in the front there, that gorilla. They look similar to the Parappa Pass-Through Cave, but when you enter Heart Container Cave, you'll notice there'll be an enemy there, and that's how you can tell there'll be an item in it. Now this looks like Palace 3, but I could be mistaken. And I was, it's Palace 6.
And I did not see what that was. That was definitely something that bentglasstube just got. And we found Raruru. Free spell. Ah, it was a cross. Ah, thank you. Helpful, but not until we get to the eastern side.
It looks like Dr. J is diving into Palace 6.
And the Doom Knocker knocking him around.
Bentglasstube just picked up the jump spell from, I'm gonna guess, the town of Rauru, the free shield town in Western Continent, which will allow him to pick up downstab.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't blame Dr. J. If he's gonna is he continuing? Oh, he's gonna continue through this palace. Oh no, he's gonna get out of there. I don't blame him one bit. I would note right straight on out of there.
Yeah, you got bentglasstube. I believe that's P-Bag Cave.
Yes, it is. And he's gonna
he got P-Bag.
He got P-bagged.
It's not even the full P-Bag. It was only a 200. And Dr. J finding the other entrance to Death Mountain. And Ruto, but no trophy.
And bentglasstube finds a trophy cave.
Yeah, way off in the tiny little corner of the world.
Am I like 30 seconds behind you or something?
I don't think so, no.
He just picked up a 500-point P bag.
Yeah, you're not behind. Not behind me, anyway.
So I'm trying to think, we saw P-Bag Cave, we saw Heart Container Cave, we saw Medicine Cave. I think the only thing, and Trophy Cave, I think the only thing we haven't seen yet is the Medicine Container, the Magic Container Cave. It's the only thing we haven't seen on the Western continent.
I believe you're right.
Because we saw the grass tile was the raft.
Right. The raft is the only other item we've seen so far. Well, that and the cross, yeah.
The cross? Oh no, actually, I thought I was about to say BGT. The cross is actually Joshua D's favorite item.
Yes, going downward. Like all self-respecting heroes do.
That's good advice. I think downward stab is arguably the best thing in this game to get. I mean, it makes combat so easy.
Oh yeah, definitely. Even if you can't kill enemies with it, you're basically pogoing off of like DuckTales. I'm going collecting the one up there. And contemplating sticking around for a jump cave, but no.
Yeah, I was kind of trying to figure out what he was thinking about, you know, if he was gonna go in there or not. I'm like, wait a minute.
And Dr. J not sailing eastward just yet.
No, he spent a little bit of time in Death Mountain, so he's going to be following on BGT's footsteps, doing a little cleanup. Probably pick up that jump spell, his down stab, go through a few caves, pick up a couple P bags. BGT jumping into Palace 6.
So we had confirmed that this. Oh, yeah. If I wasn't sure if it was 6 or not, yeah, that confirmed it for me. I didn't see that when Dr. J went in there.
Yeah, my stream lagged for a second, so I missed that portion. Also, that's a dead giveaway. When you see that room with the flying moa, you definitely know it's 6 then.
I was more thinking about the elevator ride down with the bubbles on either side.
Oh yeah, that room too. That room is also in 6 as well. I believe a similar room is in Palace 4 also, but Palace 4 you know is Palace 4 when you go in there. So
yeah, it's kind of a dead giveaway there.
Dr. J gonna jump into P2, and you know this isn't a bad play because like most of the time, you can either get the boss or the item. Usually there's only one glove blocked area. Unfortunately, this is one of those rare occurrences where the glove block is in the very beginning of the palace, and it's blocking you from even getting it within 3 screens of the palace. So. And this is the Canadian Is this the Canadian? Yeah, this is the Canadian drop hole room. He will have to take this drop because he cannot. I don't know why he did that. He doesn't have the glove, so there's no way.
Yeah, honestly, I would have done the same thing without even thinking.
Yeah, he even struck the blocks just to double check and make sure. But he almost has enough for a level. Yeah, just take that Canadian hole drop.
Oh, ow.
That sucks. He's 7 XP short from his next level. And he can't get it. Now he's trapped in between these walls. And he doesn't even have a thunder spell, so he can't like thunder an enemy on the other side. Maybe he can try to get an enemy to walk if there's one in between. If there's an enemy in between those blocks, he can try to like. And he's trying to jump back in. I thought he was glove blocked on the right hand side. He was in a dead end room. He was actually in the same dead end room that he walked. I mean, he could go back into the Rico player room and try that full tile jump to the left, but I don't see any point in that. I would just keep on pushing and see what else. You know, there's got to be another palace. There's got to be other. He never found the grass tile. I mean, this is also kind of a gamble kind of play. I mean, he can go left here.
Yeah. I thought the stream was freezing up or something for a moment.
And I believe we have Dr. J, PhD in Heart Container Cave at the moment. And he should be picking up his cross right now also.
And glove blocked again.
Joshy D would be so proud. Yeah, he's glove blocked again. Just up an A, dude. Go search around some more stuff. Obviously, you can get the raft somewhere. It's not gonna. I mean, there is that possibility that he could go left in the Rico player room, but it's not really probable.
Was there other paths that hadn't yet taken yet?
There was a 4-tile jump in the Rico player room going left, and no, he never took that. But I don't know. It's kind of a long way to walk for probably another dead end. So. I don't know. I mean, who knows? He could take this and it would lead him straight to the boss or straight to the item room. That's always a possibility, but I don't know. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah, I think at some point you kind of feel like you're kind of pot committed at this point. You've spent this much time searching through this dungeon. You kind of gotta see it to its logical conclusion.
Yeah, this room right here, he can make that 4-tile jump right there. Or cast a jump spell, but speaking of jump spell, Dr. J picked it up. He's about to pick up his down stab right this second.
Nice. So there's one thing I've seen. Do you know why certain enemies turn gray in these palaces, like the Iron Knuckle here?
I'm not 100% sure. It has something to do with the palette not normally supposed to be in that room, or that enemy, or that particular palette isn't typically in that room. So it kind of gives it like, I guess, a generic palette. I don't know. I'll have to ask around about that, but
yeah, I've noticed it seems to affect the blue enemies whenever that happens.
Yeah, that's correct. Yep, that's usually those are usually the ones that get affected. Usually the spiky things, or sometimes the doom knockers, the dudes that throw those maces at you, it affects them. The blue Stalfos, it affects them.
Case in point, the doom knockers.
And the blue Stalfos.
It's almost like the game knows we're talking about it. Apparently, according to Jay Coper, apparently it's a palette issue regarding falling blocks. Which is a thing that can happen in that type of room, yeah.
It's like I'm having some lag issues on BGT's. No, actually, he was counting.
Yeah, I think he might be just keep making notes of where things are in this place.
Yeah, Palace 6 is definitely can be long and confusing. It's got a lot of drops and different branches and stuff. Not a bad idea to take note. And Dr. J PhD in P-Bag Cave about to get his P-Bag. And I think, is this a Reba fight? Yeah, bentglasstube made it into the Reba room. And
one of two in this dungeon. This one, I believe, is a pass-through. The other one being the guardian of the item guard.
Yeah, well, sometimes this is either guarding the item, Rebo, the boss, or another drop. Usually, sometimes it blocks other parts of the dungeon or the palace. But
right, yeah.
I don't know. I guess we'll see when he defeats him. We'll see what's on the other side.
Yeah, I believe just from the style of the room that we see, I believe that this is not the item one.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not the item room, but sometimes the item room lies just beyond.
And they have to fight another Rebenak to get to it.
Yep.
Always such fun.
These guys have good experience. I've seen them roll 700 experience points per kill, so it can be I've not needed items and ran into it and just killed it just for the experience, because if you line up the pixel just right,
wow.
Yeah, see 700. If you line up the pixel just right, it's a really quick kill.
Oh yeah. And we see Dr. J going back into 6. And taking out a bubble. And it not being worth it.
Yeah, see, here's the drop I was talking about. But it allows him to explore other paths to the dungeon. Or palace, I'm sorry, palace. I keep on calling them dungeons for some.
So the thoughts, if they find Barba before the item, do they go back and dig for the item at this point?
I'm not sure. I guess it would depend where I was and what I needed. I mean, Glove could very well be in 6, and that's the main thing they're really looking for at this point. I mean, they have just about everything else. After they poke around a little bit on the east, if they don't find what am I even talking about? Thunderbird might not even be required. They might be. As soon as they find a glove, they might just punch it and knock out dungeon or palaces and try to get the Great Palace as fast as possible.
And another thing is, I think we've only seen 2 of the palaces on the Western continent. Yeah, we've seen 6 and 2.
You're correct. Yeah, we've only seen 6 and 2, so there's another palace out there.
And did he save out?
Yeah, I think he had enough.
Yeah. I don't blame him. That's a whole lot of exploration for a whole lot of nothing.
Oh look, and here's Magic Container Cave right by the start that neither one of the runners had gotten yet. Maybe they saw it and saw the red Dyra and noped on out of it early on because they didn't have any levels to face off against these guys. Because in a low ceiling, they're difficult, but it's just a P-bag.
It's also another level.
So the only thing that BGT needs to do is find that grass tile, because he's seen everything else. Get that raft, find that other dungeon to see what it is, and then sail east. And then sail east, because there's literally nothing he can do over here.
It's just a matter, where is that third palace? Was that it? Were the 2?
Oh, it's GT.
Well, there's the third palace. Oh my. Okay.
Alright, so now he's absolutely done on the Western, for right now at least. And he can sail east.
Well, he never did explore Death Mountain like Dr.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say, or jump in there. I mean, Spectacle Rock could be right there, could hold something important. We know Hammer Cave doesn't, but I think BGT is just going to sail east. It's the logical thing to do right now. And there he goes.
The fact that they already found the cross means they're not going to be caught by the invisible Moas. So it's not required, but it's definitely a nice thing to not have to worry about.
There's Redless Alpha rolled really nice. They 150 experience points per kill. It's pretty generous. Usually they're anywhere between 50 or 70 and 100 and 200 or something like that. But usually I see them roll around like the 100 range. 70 to 100.
Oh boy. We've got Valley of Death encounters.
Yeah, I didn't see what caused that, but I did see on the western continent that desert tiles spawned road tile encounters.
Yeah, we got Valley of Death in the forest.
Okay, yeah, so the Valley of Death encounters are the forest tile encounters. So if they have an enemy encounter on the forest tile, they're gonna be greeted with this lovely encounter like it's on Dr. JayPhd's side.
At least going to the right side doesn't seem too bad. He's just getting bodied now.
Yeah, unfortunately with no fairy spell, if they get hit, they're going straight into the lava.
It always sucks when you have spiders and bats that turn into one-hit kills.
Yeah, I feel like they're so strategically placed right in the right area to where you can't get them to move, but when you jump, they dive right down and block you and knock you straight into the lava.
But at least the enemies in those encounters aren't so bad. It could definitely have been worse.
Hey Jamie, what's going on, man? Sorry, I haven't been paying attention to the Twitch page, but hey, how you doing? Welcome to the stream.
Oh wow, 2 palaces right next to each other.
Yeah, the desert tile item on the eastern continent is a 500 point P bag. BGT contemplating whether he wants to dive into 5 or not. And this must be Palace 3. Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah, given the choice between 5 and 3, I think we'd all probably say 3. Because 5 is a monster unto itself. About as much as 6 is, if only for different reasons.
Immediately glove block. So that glove is paramount in this seed. Every dungeon or every palace that they've gone into, they've been just about immediately glove block. So I'd be looking for a new Kasuto or Palace 1 right about now, or maybe even like Maze Island. Try to dig out some easy to get items. They have the boots. They can see they can get the water tile item. BGT
Or Palace 5.
Yeah, BGT jumping into 5, which isn't necessarily a bad play. A lot of times the glove does end up at 5.
At least they have the key right off the bat, so they may be getting glove blocked, but they're not gonna get key blocked.
Yeah, these runners started off basically in God mode with all the heart containers, 4 lives, every single item. I mean, it's basically like a race to the glove and boss rush mode. They only have to place 4 gems. Man, I wish I would have gotten rolled a seed like this.
Yeah, because it was the last seed that I played using since the randomizer itself has recently been updated. I was not only was I getting key blocked every which way, it took me forever to find fairy. So that was a lovely time.
Dr. JayPhd's finding old Kasuto Town, which he'll get a free spell out of. Let's see what it is.
It's
And
the
it is
spell.
which will allow him to get another item out of the new Kasuto town. Oh, and I didn't even pay attention. None of these runners. I don't know why bentglasstube's going in here. It's a dead end room. I don't know why. Or I didn't notice that none of these runners have any magic containers at all, except for the 4 that they started with. So they aren't going to be able to see Magic Container Lady, unfortunately. They'll be able to get the information of how many magic containers she needs to get the item.
I believe it's between 5 and 7?
Yeah, that is correct. So if I was them, I'd be looking for that water tile like it's over at Dr. JPHD side, or trying to scoop out Maze Island. And here's another pea bag.
Oh my
For
goodness.
the books.
Well, we're finding all the pea bags so far.
And the pea bag for the books. But yeah, I mean, yeah, and there's Maze Island right there on Dr. JPHD side, so we'll be able to see. Oh, and Nope's out of the eastern pea bag cave. I don't know. Let's see what he finds on Maze Island.
Well, we got 2 items here, plus this might be Palace 1. And meanwhile, we got the item room on bentglasstube's side.
If this is the glove, this is going to be huge.
Ooh, well, it's the kid.
Not really the. I mean, I don't know. Okay, I guess he's looking for the item on Maze Island. Yeah, the kid could come in the you know, I mean, if T-Bird happens to be required and kid is for Thunderspell, you know, that could be, you know, a thing. But Dr. J finds one of the items on, and it's a magic container.
Yep. And meanwhile, we saw the palace. Maze Island is vanilla.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised because P4 is particularly kind of small and not that difficult to breeze through. I would not be surprised if Dr. J PhD went in there and full cleared that dungeon right now.
Is it possible to get glove blocked in 4? I don't remember.
No, there are no glove blocks in 4. You are 100% glove free in there.
All right.
So. And with the reflect spell and the magical key, full clearing will be no problem at all.
No problem, yeah.
Although there is a room, a drop room you generally go through from the left-hand side going right. And if that's on the left-hand side, you might need fairy to go in, to fly over to the right or to the left-hand part of the room to be able to go to the next room over. And it could be possible that the glove, or I mean not the glove, but the item and the boss could be over there. And if that's the case, you're going to need the fairy spell to be able to access that part of the palace. But I don't know. Only time will tell.
Dr. J basically being forced to take these encounters since Maze Island is being kind of linear right now.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, there could be another magic container over here that leads to the glove, or you know, it could be the glove itself. So I mean, you gotta.
Dang, the Zolfos are paying out. The blue ones gave 500, the orange ones gave 200.
Yeah, they're rolling on the higher end. bentglasstube went into that eastern peaback cave. Let's see what's in there for him. This is the glove.
It is not.
Yeah, it's he got peabagged, man.
Where is that second item in Maze? Oh, there it is.
That's another magic key.
Yep.
So
At this
now,
point, it wouldn't surprise me if the third one was in 4.
well, right now, they have a 66% chance of getting the item out of a 2 out of 3 chance of getting the item out of the new casino later. She wants between 5 and 7 jars, and now they have 6. So, worst case scenario, she wants 7 jars. But either way, I think we're gonna see both these participants die of Palace 4, and dig out both the item and place that gem.
Definitely. I don't think it matters now, but I didn't see how much Reflect costs.
And another thing, they went into Palace 3. They went into Palace. This is the room I was talking about. They would have need Fairy if they were coming from the opposite end. But anyway, what I was saying was, they went into 2. They were immediately glove blocked. They went into 3. They were immediately glove blocked. There's only so many glove could be.
You mean they went into 6?
Well, they went into 6. They could have continued on, but they decided to tap out. No, they went into Palace 3 and they were glove blocked. bentglasstube went into Palace 5 and got the item. It was just a pee bag, or it was a kid. And they went into Palace. Yeah, they were immediately glove blocked at Palace 2 also.
Oh, so, right, yeah, the 3. Yeah, I had forgotten that they had found 3.
Yeah, I believe it was Pepto-Bismol Pink, if I remember correctly. But anyway, they're running out of places it could be. I mean, it could be in Spectacle Rock. That's one place on the western continent that they didn't search, or that we didn't see either of them do. We know Hammer Cave is a pea bag, so...
And one other thing we know that might become an issue, Palace 1 is going to be in Death Valley, through process of elimination.
Oh yeah, you know what? I didn't realize that. Hopefully they can get the fairy spell, otherwise they're going to be doing some tight jumps. Which is possible. I've seen people, you know, go the old-fashioned way and not use fairy. I mean, they do have jump spell too.
Yeah, a bit of safety using jump to clear that gap, because I know from experience it seems like you don't need jump to make the jump spell to make that jump. It's just almost pixel perfect.
Yeah, it's a very tight jump.
Yeah, those Doom Knockers are always a pain, but at least today they're giving a good bit of XP.
Yeah, I've killed those guys before, man, and they've given me 50 XP. So 200 is definitely generous for those guys. And we got the item room.
I called it. Yep, got magic container number 3.
I don't know what bentglasstube is doing. He was like just jumping and striking into the air, and then he
had like next to no health. Better to take a death there than to be halfway through a room and die then.
All right, so I feel like we've seen two of the dead end the 2 of the dead end lava rooms, and
yes.
So there's the boss room, and then there's one more dead end lava room. So. Not really sure what Dr. J. I guess he's farming up experience points.
Yeah, he is close. The red iron knuckles, no, they only give 70, but so that's close to a level there.
Yeah, you're. I think you're a little bit ahead of me. Let me refresh.
And we got bentglasstube getting his third magic container. So at least now we know when they find New Kasuto, they'll be able to get everything out of there, since they have 7 magic containers and the spell.
So this race is pretty neck and neck considering the situation. Both these runners have not placed any gems yet. They have the same spell items. They have the same items. They've done the same things. And they're on their way to place their first gem, and they've dug out their item in this palace. So, this could be a close one.
Oh boy, what treachery will we have? Oh dear. Wow, nicely done by Dr. J.
Yeah, those were some pretty fancy moves. There's actually a trick to do that room. That's not really the best way to do it, but yeah, that was pretty cool how it worked out for him though.
Yeah. bentglasstube, not so fortunate, trying to jump over him, but you just yeah, it just can't go over, just go through.
Yeah, I mean, that's essentially what you have to do. Just take short jumps with strikes and just kill the Iron Knuckle, because, like, they follow your every move, so jumping over them at that point is out of the question. So that's the final of the dead end room, lava rooms to the right, so the next room that BGT should find should be the boss. And there's that room.
I've been noticing their levels. Dr. J seems to definitely be focusing more on attacks. Seems like shoot for attack 7 before getting leveling up magic and lives more.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of have like the Jackamus style of leveling, where I just take them as I get them. I believe that's who does that. They just take levels. They don't focus their levels on one thing, and like that's that leveling strat that Dr. J is using is more of like a vanilla all keys runner type of leveling strat, where you pump everything into attack, and then, you know, your last gem or two, you take that attack, the attack 7 or 8 or whatever, and you pump it on to magic and life. I mean, it's an effective strat, but it's just one that I don't really use, and I don't think it's, I don't know, I guess to each their own. But they both
didn't you mention at the start that Dr. J was more of a vanilla runner?
Yeah, I did. Yep, and that's
so they probably have that sort of thought process ingrained in them at this point.
Yeah, basically. I mean, you run it a certain way. That's how you're gonna run it. But they both leave after placing the gem, and they're like neck and neck, you know.
Oh, but now they're going in 2 different directions. And the water leads to nothing, but we see Valley of Death. And, oh, bentglasstube is going into Valley of Death.
Yeah, so, there's only 4 places that, it could possibly be. Palace 1, or maybe 5. There's Spectacle Rock, Palace 1, the 2 Kasuto items. Yeah, it's 5, and then the other Eastern P-Bag Cave we haven't seen. So they've narrowed it down to 5 places the glove could possibly be. Oh, and here's New Kasuto right here. He'll be able to get both items right now. Another magic container.
Oh, that's one less thing you have to worry about. So that really does benefit Dr. J finding that last one since he's at Magic 3. All the spells are more expensive for him right now than for bentglasstube.
Sure does. And we'll see the spell in New Kasuto also. Now Thunder could still be a thing. I mean, T-Bird could still be required. We don't know. You know what I mean? But
no, it was Shield, which is not a bad thing. Shield is useful.
I mean, they have all the heart containers. I mean, Shield is probably the last thing that they would they would probably rather see fire.
Yeah, but when you're going through Great Palace, you really don't want to go be in there without Shield. Or because I wouldn't want to be in there without Shield.
Well, here's the second item in New Kasuto, and it's the Water of Life. So, it has been narrowed down to Palace 1, Spectacle Rock, and the final P-Bag Cave on the eastern continent. Or Palace 6. I'm sorry, I totally took Palace 6 off the table, but you know, Palace 6, it could be in there too. That would be kind of I mean, at this point they've got, you know, plenty of levels, plenty of magic. So it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal. But
yeah, it would just be kind of mean if it ended up being in 6 at this point.
Yeah, it would. Well, we'll find out shortly if it's in 1 or not.
And that was a dead end. So we know bentglasstube found the lost child. I don't think we had seen Darunia yet.
Yeah, we haven't.
Oh, there's the item room in for Palace 1.
If it's not here, it's either in Hammer Cave or in Spectacle Rock.
It's not here.
P-bagged again. And it has to either be in the second P-bag on the eastern continent, Spectacle Rock, or
somewhere deep in 6. And we got Horsehead with attack 5, and no threat whatsoever.
Yeah, 3 stabs and he's gone. He's toast.
And oh, ow. Dr. J's having a bit of a rough time getting through the Valley of Death.
Yeah, I think BG's he had the right idea with doing the encounter skip thing. Oh, he's just gonna save. I agree with that play. It's probably very simple to get back over onto the eastern continent, or maybe he's gonna try his hand in Death Mountain. He didn't know that Hammer Cave held nothing, so he's probably thinking that Hammer Cave is the play right now.
Well, he passed by the entrance to Death Mountain.
Yeah, maybe he's just trying to go back over the east to check out that the whatchamacallit, the second P-bag cave over there.
Well, he also never found / went into Nukusudo. He just went straight into Valley of Death. Ah, yes, I saw that path through the water, but it leads nowhere. Yep, doing encounter skips to get past the desert encounters here.
Yeah, you'll notice that the desert encounter is actually a road tile encounter, so he's going to try his hand on it because he's missed it a couple times, so he's going to try his hand and just try to walk through this encounter, and oof, gets knocked into the water. He's going to have to start that encounter over again.
Yeah, those bubbles, especially when you're closer to the butt. Ooh, dear. And the Boggles rearing their ugly, scully heads again.
Yeah, if I were him, I'd probably try to do this encounter skip again.
Oh, the enemies aren't being very cooperative right now. There we go.
Using Paul's strats works well.
And all that for nothing. Well, we'll see where this cave goes.
This is the other side of Bonner Pass. If he hasn't seen Bonner Pass, this might take him to a new location.
Well, I guess Link could... It may not be so much that Link is allergic to water, it's that this game doesn't have the flippers. And bentglasstube finding Naburu. So we're gonna get our free spell here. And we got Fairy.
Yeah, that's pretty big. That allows him to go through that fairy room in Palace 6 that he couldn't get through before, so that puts that back on the table. Dr. J getting P-bagged.
So I'm expecting Dr. J to skip the... Oh, I already had skipped it. I didn't notice the XP goal there. I read that as 1,700, not 7,000. And bentglasstube finds Darunia. He already has the kid, so he's gonna get a spell here. And possibly upstab as well. Well, we probably won't need this, but it's better to have it and not need it than the other way around.
Yeah, I find it really convenient, especially in GP, to have the upstab when you're going through his waffle rooms.
Yeah.
It makes that a lot easier.
And I was not expecting Dr. J to take attack 8 there. I was expecting to do one thing I've seen a lot of vanilla runners do and use all that experience to just level up their magic and life about 5 times.
Well, he still has 2 other palaces to complete. He just completed Palace 1. He still has to place 2 more gems. So he still has an opportunity to break that threshold and dump 8,000 or whatever experience in the magic and in the life and stuff like that. So what he's doing right now, I agree with. He's looking for the spectacle rock, which is a good play.
And I did not see what spell bentglasstube got in Darunia. But I guess we'll see it in a moment when you get the spell out of Nukasudo.
We know how to process.
It was thunder. Wow. Okay.
Well, we know of from process of elimination that the glove is probably here in Spectacle Rock, or it's either here or in the other P-Bag Cave. So let's see. The Spectacle Rock is on Dr. J's screen now. So.
Oh yes. And it's the trophy.
Well, these guys have basically 100%ed everything that they could without the glove, which it's either in 6 or it's in the Eastern P-Bag Cave. They haven't found yet, so it should be pretty interesting.
They had already gotten the item out of 5, I believe. Did they get the item out of 5?
Yeah, they did. It was the kid.
Oh, right, yeah, Bentglass. That's what I thought that was, yeah.
But Dr. J hasn't yet, so he's that's still an unknown item to him. So that's still on the table for him, but we know that that's not the play.
Yeah, but Dr. J got life out of Ruto. Definitely a nice thing to see.
But the kid is linked to the Thunder Spell, and if T-Bird is required, that is the play.
Which means diving into 5 is the play, which is never good news.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Out of, I lost count, but I think it's around 16 matches or so that we've had so far in this tournament. T-Bird's only been required 4 times, maybe 5 times most, but the last I counted it was 4. So chances are he's not going to be required, but I don't know.
But the one time you assume he won't, there he'll be. Yeah, as far as who's ahead, it's really just a matter of who finds the glove first at this point. Everything else is pretty academic.
I think BGT's got it narrowed down pretty good. He's looking for that second P-Bag Cave, and I don't blame him.
I think we're there.
It's either here or P6, so...
Let's hope it's here. And it's here! Thank you, thank goodness.
Yeah, it's I know Palace 2's over here, and that can be pretty simple to clear out. But yeah, he chose to do Palace 6 as well, which isn't really that, I don't know. I would rather do 6 over 5 personally. But choosing 6 over 3 is an interesting play though. I mean, he definitely saw Palace 3.
And Dr. J got fire out of me though. I don't think he tried it to see what it was linked with this time. And getting sniped by the Iron Knuckle.
Yeah, this room is actually named after BGT. This is the BGT room.
And thank God I forgot that it was glove blocked on both sides of the room.
Oh, he knows that's his room.
Hey, this room is being a pain.
He's just gonna nope right on out of 6. Oh, and unfortunately, he enters that bridge encounter from the side there. If you do that, you have to complete one side.
Really?
It starts you in the middle of the encounter. It's a 2-tile bridge encounter, so it's 2 screens. So once you cross over one screen, you have another bridge encounter. It's a 2-screen encounter, so if you enter from the wrong side, you have to go through one of them. So BGT with a clear advantage at this point with the glove, and the thunder spell. All he needs to do is find Palace 2, and whatever other palace, place 2 more gems and then go straight to GP, which is right by start. I wonder how long it's going to take for Dr. J to go back over to the eastern continent and dig out that P-bag cave.
So I think this was 2 right here, wasn't it?
Yes, this was.
Oh, and Dr. J just now finding Trophy Cave. I think Dr. J's getting the bad news that it's either 6 or having to dive into the east some more.
Yeah, he never went into Palace 5 either, so that's on the table for him too. I bet you he's not liking that news. But if I were him, I would definitely search out that other P-bag cave before jumping into 5. It looked like you might have been able to get to it from the raft tile. If you take this raft tile east and go straight down, I think you can access the other P-bag cave right from the starting raft tile on the eastern continent.
Well, like if you went, well, I know there was a spot like slightly west and south, but that was a dead end.
I'm sorry. Oh yeah, it was probably a dead end. Palace 2 has 2 right-handed dead ends. And a lot of times the branches are really long to get there. Sometimes it's easy just to up an A. It's quicker. And it's pretty mean, man, because they look just like the boss room when you enter them a little bit. One of them has an enemy right there, so you can kind of tell more easily. But there's one that looks just like and that's the one with the enemy in it. But there's one that looks straight up just like the boss room, and you walk in, and when you could see the ceiling, that the curtain's not up there, immediately it's not. But it's a cruel trick the game plays.
There's the other dead end.
Yeah, BGT finding out the bad news that he's going to have to travel down one of those leftward corridors to find a stair going either up or down, so he can find that other way to go right to find the boss room, because he's found all the easy right-hand turns that would lead to where the boss room would be, but unfortunately they all lead him to dead end. And he finds it immediately, I think. First try.
And we have Dr. J diving into 5.
Meanwhile, BGT fights the boss of Palace 2, Helmet Head.
And goodbye, Helmet Head.
Now, if you're in Palace 5 and you're digging around for the item, and you find it, would you just up an A and get out of there, or would you look for the boss afterward?
Well, Dr. J does have attack 8, so Guma is probably not the most threatening. It's not as threatening as he would normally be.
Yeah, he'd probably go down pretty quickly with attack 8. This is a dead-end room. You can tell because there's a flying enemy, and then it starts off. It looks like the room with a false wall, but because of the flying enemy at the beginning and then the enemy spawn right there, you can tell right away that's the dead-end room.
Ooh, life is strong today.
How many bars? Was that 4 bars?
At least. I think it might be. What's the is 5 the max?
Yeah, 5 is the max. It can be anywhere from, I think, one life bar to maybe even a portion of a life bar. I don't know, but I've seen it as low as 1 life bar and upwards to 5 whole life bars.
So it was at least 4. And bentglasstube finding 5s, and no, let's do 3 instead.
Yeah, I totally agree with this play. I mean, 3 is a very short palace. He's got the glove, go in there, place the gem, and go to GP.
Yep.
Now, if Thunderbird's required, BGT's more than prepared.
Oh
He's
yeah.
He's got the Thunder spell, the Reflect spell.
Yeah, the only thing he's really missing is life. Which I believe was the trophy in Spectacle Rock, or where was the trophy?
Trophy was in Spectacle Rock, but I'm not sure if he casted that or he turned it in yet. Was that what was linked to the life spell?
Yeah, life was in Ruto.
Okay, yeah.
And bentglasstube really hadn't explored Death Mountain at all. So. And at this point, we wouldn't really expect him to.
Yeah, I mean, with the glove, there's no reason to go in there anyway. But, Dr. J about to get the bad news that, the kid is the item in 5. Meanwhile, BGT's about to place his 4th and final gem.
We've been at giving bentglasstube a little bit of trouble, but they just just gets comboed. Hit kit is required for Thunder. Whether or not Thunder itself is required, we will soon see.
Yeah, I think Dr. J's poking around for Mr. Guma right now, so this is a good place. Since he's already here, you may as well.
Yeah.
And BGT heading straight into GP.
Yeah, no reason not to, unless you really wanted the life spell or something.
Nah,
I didn't see. I didn't get a good look at the spells. I think they already have shield. Wasn't that in Nukasuto?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, like they got life 7 and 8 heart containers. I mean, shield and life spell. Not really the most desirable things. I mean, I guess if I have life 7 and 8 heart containers, I'm stacked going into GP.
Okay, so the only spells bentglasstube was missing is life and fire. Is able to keep going right. Yeah, right is the direction you want to go whenever possible, just because that's how you get to Thunderbird and to Dark Link.
Yeah, those spicy chickens are jerks.
Yeah, I guess this is normally I'm all for spicy chicken, but there are always exceptions, I guess.
Yeah, BGT really played this seed pretty well. I'm pretty impressed with the way he just knocked it. You know, everything he did it the right way. You know, he just looked for the easy item locations, and just I don't know. I think I'm pretty impressed with the way that he played this seed in general.
Yeah, the glove was basically your tried and true trolley item in this one. So.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a hidden spot. We got Dr. J fighting Gumo on the Boss of Palace 5.
And making quick work of him, too. And it's gonna get a whole lot of experience for his efforts.
What was that, 1,000?
No, I'm talking about right here, turning in the gem is gonna get a good 6,200.
Oh, yeah, and you know, I wouldn't be surprised if he just dumped it all into life or something, or magic.
Well, there's not much else he can do, unless you wanted to go meme strats and do attack 9. And that's one reason why you want to have upstab, when you have giant bots falling on your head.
Yeah, I believe in the community that's called being buzz thundered.
Ah, yes, that's I believe you're right. And the stupid thing respawns too. Fun. Oh, there's 2 of them in there.
Yeah, he ain't messing around today.
Oh boy. Chicken combo platter.
Yeah, those types of rooms, the best thing to do is just cast fairy and fly over all that crap.
So, as Dr. J decided to skip out on 3 and hunt for the doing the right thing, at least as far
Oh,
as
he
we
finds
were
he
concerned.
finds the P-bag cave with the glove in it.
Yep. Gonna be happy to see that.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Palace 3 was immediately glove locked.
All right, yeah.
So here's the thing. If GP gives BGT a wrong problem, or a big problem or whatever, and he game overs, and meanwhile Dr. J, oh, and here's Thunderbird.
Yeah, does fighting Thunderbird qualify as a big problem?
Nah, I think BGT's got this. It's a fight he's done a bunch of times before. He's comfortable fighting T-Bird. Now there could be a dead end on the other side of Thunderbird.
Yeah, we don't know. We still don't know for sure if Thunderbird's required, but as of now, he's in the way, and that's reason enough to take him out. And down goes Thunderbird. I think my bentglasstube only got hit once during that fight. And all for a dead end.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the ultimate whammy right there. I wouldn't be surprised if he went left from start, because that's the play a lot of times. When you go right and then you end up at Thunderbird in a dead end, left a lot of times is the way to go. And there you go.
Well, I believe it took all the rights in the first trip, and that's where it ended up. So, and hello, Eon Room. And oh wow, got lipped out of the Eon hole.
Yeah, I think taking a drop here is the correct play. I mean, if you're right close to start, let's see what's on the other side of this drop. And it's another drop.
And notice Dr. J not
Turning into child to get the thunder spell.
I thought he had skipped on getting upstab, but I was wrong.
Well, now there's a potential to be upstab block. There's a room that if it's required and you don't have upstab, then you gotta leave GP and go get it, because you can't traverse any further in the palace. Yeah, taking the low road with these fiery chickens and the waffle, that's the play, because they spit fire upward. So if you try to jump over them, a common strat is to cast jump and jump over the top of these waffle rooms. But if they're inside the waffles, they spit fire upward. So if they're ever in there, it's always better to go underneath.
So Dr. J has the full complement of spells, full complement of items. Just gotta find a dungeon, clear it out, and he's good to go.
Yeah, man, he just needs to place that final gem. What's BGT thinking about?
It all depends on what kind of notes they took about what they've explored in GT so far. It's what paths they hadn't taken yet.
Yeah, that's true. I've seen some very impressive maps drawn out while people were traversing GP that were like very intricate, very, you know, just very good, and they mapped out the whole GP. And it's always really impressive to see people do that while I'm racing, man, especially like in a race environment. I'm trying.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not trying to pay attention. I'm just trying to memorize everything and just, you know, do everything I can, you know.
Yeah, and my memory is not the best. I'll be the first to admit that. So trying to memorize the path through Great Palace is not always the best thing.
If Dark Link is on the other side of this hook room, then Glove wasn't required at all. And he's not, but this is a drop room. I'm not sure if we've seen this drop room yet, but he might be on the other side of this.
We hadn't seen this spot yet.
Yeah, we haven't seen this drop room yet, and I think he's trying to find. I think he's trying to find that L7 drop room. Yeah, this GP is proven to be very, you know, intricate and labyrinth-like. BGT's been in here for about 10 minutes.
Oh, ow. Gets knocked into the drink. And gets knocked into the drink again. Holy cow. These chickens really don't like our runners, do they?
Yeah, this is a very difficult room. A lot of time, I just cast Fairy to go through it because it's quicker and you don't have to worry about that. But being knocked back into the lava.
And isn't that a vanilla 1-up from there?
It very well might possibly be. But I always would cast Fairy as I'm falling into the lava to make sure that I wouldn't, you know, hit the lava.
Yep, so it's 1 step forward, 2 steps back, and up A, and let's try this again.
Here we go. I mean, Dr. J hasn't explored as much as BGT has, but he's about to enter the Great Palace, so this will be interesting. This is anybody's game at this point.
Oh yeah. Great Palace, the great equalizer. Just takes one right turn, and this thing can turn around in an instant. But Dr. J going right first, which isn't that surprising.
Well, I'm not sure if BGT had searched out all of his right-hand possibilities. I mean, I know he explored a lot, but I don't think he might have skipped on an elevator or something like that. I don't think he went left here.
And all the right turns led to Thunderbird, and ultimately nothing.
Yeah, that would be so troll if you had if you had to go right and then make a left at that staircase or that elevator to make it the Dark Link. But it's possible. I mean, we've seen a lot of GP so far, and that's one of the only ways that we haven't seen. But yeah, glove definitely required, it looks like so far.
I think they're on the same path right now.
Yeah, but the thing is that BGT has already gone that way. If he goes down those that elevator and goes left, actually, you know what? I think you might be right. I think he's going back the same way. He might have gone right from that elevator, which ended him up.
And this scene, that was definitely a 5-bar life spell there.
Yeah, the life spell cast has the potential to go in any direction. I mean, vanilla is 3 whole bars, but you know you could have a life spell that only fills a bar, but you could also have it fill 5 whole bars, which happens sometimes.
Today, which could be a distinct advantage for Dr. J, since that could lead to fewer deaths. Since bentglasstube does not have that spell.
Yeah, Dr. J is just 2 rooms away from Thunderbird. All he's got to do is go up this elevator to the hook room, and then it's the first room to the right of there. So it's be pretty interesting what happens. This is a nail biter. At this point.
Wow, bentglasstube didn't have much health. Took a hit from the red bird knight and survived it.
Yeah, he's on zombie-like strats right now.
And on his last life, too. Dr. J is at Thunderbird, but he's gonna have to take a death first.
BGT heading towards Thunderbird, even though he's already killed Thunderbird.
Was there another path?
No, this is it. This is the room just underneath that hook room. Once BGT goes to the left in this theater room, he's gonna go up this elevator and he's gonna be in that hook room, and Thunderbird's room is the first room to the right.
I'm starting to wonder if bentglasstube maybe he wrote his map wrong or something.
I'm not sure, but this is a neck-to-neck race right now, because Dr. J is gonna dismantle this Thunderbird in a couple swings here.
Oh yeah.
Realize what the situation is quickly up in A, and then he will be in the lead at that point.
And bentglasstube, game over. It's a game over. Didn't even make it back to Thunderbird.
Yeah, I mean, this could be a fortunate game over. I mean, if he decides to, you know, go a different way and find Dark Link, you know, that's kind of the best thing. Now, see, here's what I'm talking about. If he goes right, presses right, and then the first elevator room you get to, you go down, they go right every time, but if you go left, where does that take you? This room. Yeah, the one he's turning left in now. No one has been down this path yet.
And the waffles dispensing fire.
This is why it's not a good idea to jump while while there's spicy chickens are right there. But he's got life 7, so he's able to tank several hits and be okay. But those waffle rooms, man, with those spicy chickens in them are pretty can be pretty menacing. Here's the thing too. I don't think BGT went through every possibility of route down the Eon drop, so that could come into play too.
Oh, we got a hook room here.
Yeah, this could very well be the room just before Dark Link. And it's the top side of the L7 drop.
Oh, man.
So all of a sudden, Dr. J is back in the lead.
Well, I don't think either one. I think they're pretty much just even at this point. As good as I don't remember which paths they had taken. Yes, we are all confused. That means GP is doing its job.
Well, no, here's the thing. The other room that BGT noped out on was a fun room going to the left-hand side, and BGT knows he wants to be in that room, but there's nothing he could do about it. That's not a good enemy to be able to try to ceiling walk with, and I don't think he's going to be able to get away with it. But yeah, he knows that that's the room, and to get to that room, he has to go up an elevator to that fun room that he noped out on after the Eon drop.
BGT consulting his notes.
Using some YouTube strats real fast, trying to see if he can figure out if he can do it with the skull enemy.
Perhaps.
Which you can't. You can only do them with particular flying bubble enemies. Is he gonna try to ferry over that?
I don't know what's going on there.
Okay, this might be it right here. Nah, it's the Jackmas room. No, that's the way to T-Bird again. To the left of this Jackmas room is this theater room right here, and upstairs is a hook room which is going to lead directly to T-Bird. Well, T-Bird's corpse. And a and at a dead end shortly, the very next room after. So
we have a different type of enemy that might be a bit more. That might work. I think you need to time it so it gets to a certain spot on the sine wave. But
yeah, that's very difficult to pull off. It's got to be like extremely precise. If he does it, I would be very, very surprised. But he's welcome to waste time, you know, until drjayphd .duns, and then, you know. I know that he went up an elevator and saw a fun room and turned right back around.
yeah, at this point, I'm not trying to make fun or anything, but I'm kind of wondering what's going to happen first. Him game overing due to taking damage from all these dang bogos. He actually succeeds at this, or gets a level. Since these bogos are giving him 50 a pop.
Yeah, I think at that rate, I think he's gonna need to kill like 50 of them.
It's not quite high enough.
He almost got it the last time. He actually downstabbed. He needs to give up on his dream, man. He's gonna lose this race. But he's almost getting it.
Yeah, slowly but surely, Dr. J is covering all the ground that bentglasstube has. I think since he had found himself on the way to T-Bird again, I think he might not be trusting his map right now. So hello, Dark Link. Dr. J's found it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was mesmerized by what was going on BGT's side that I didn't see where he took. I'm pretty sure he took a drop.
Yeah, to be fair, so I was kind of focused on that too. I know he was he was in that ferry room where the 1-up was, and went from there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a leftward fun room. You took the elevator up and you had to go left. And BGT noped right out of it because, you know.
Yeah, and GG to Dr. JPHB getting first place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 41 minutes, and 26 seconds.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing. BGT definitely knows where he needs to go, but he's going about it the wrong way.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm convinced he knows where he needs to go. He just, I think he might have mismarked something on his map, so he's not sure where the path is that he needs to take. And on some level, I'm really thinking he's probably wishing he had life right now, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate because he was in GP for a whole 10 or 15 minutes before Dr. J went in there. This was essentially his race to lose. He keeps on almost getting that ceiling walk.
Yeah, I would never even consider this particular strategy. And we're looking to see if Dr. J wants to come in for an interview.
Yeah, unfortunately, Dr. J passes on the interview, but good, GG, Dr. J. You really, pulled this one through.
Oh yeah.
Definitely good game. This is a very, very difficult trick to pull off. I've seen people, very experienced runners, be able to get it first try, and I've also seen experienced runners have, spend, 10, 15 minutes trying to get it, with the favorable enemies in here. So I wonder when he's going to give up, or, if he's going to just decide to go a different way, or...
And he's on his last life now. And is he just it looks like he's going for another go at it. Although, unfortunately, it's looking like we're going to have to cut this one short in a bit, since we do have another race that should be coming up shortly.
Yeah, we have another race that's happening in about 13 minutes. We have to set up for, so unfortunately we may have to cut stream early, but GG to Dr. JPHD. The VOD was...
to him, and bentglasstube, it was a valiant effort. I'm not saying doing the ceiling walk thing was a bad idea. It's just it just didn't work out for you, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely GG to BGT as well. He played a good game. He was in GP a whole 10-15 minutes before Dr. J. So it's unfortunate to him that that this happened. But anyway, GG to both the runners. They both played an excellent game. And yeah, we have another Z2R race coming up next. Jay Coker versus Shiner CCC, and that's gonna be exciting.
Yep, it's going to be coming up. Yeah, very shortly. It's going to be setting up as we speak. So thank you all for joining us here today. Make sure you give our two runners here a follow. They've been putting on a show for you guys. I'm sure they would appreciate it. And thank you for Noraystra. He's been basically Iron Man, being the Iron Man for today, streaming for how many races has this been? Like 3, 4, 5 races he's been doing in a row this evening.
I think he said 5, but yeah, they thank you to Noraystra for helping out with the Z2R randomizer max rando tournament. That was he's been such a help, such a blessing to the randomizer community for this.
Oh yeah, definitely. And for my co-commentator Trails, I am Melee Wizard, and y'all have a nice night.